My life started off as being a Christian. I had 12 years of a parochial school, and once I graduated high school, I really didn't care too much about being involved in the church and Christianity. So for about 20-something years, I left Christianity and I found something I thought was better, which is drugs and alcohol. And as time went on, the drugs and alcohol got worse. But I did get married during that period of time, and I had 3 kids. I was there for them physically, but I wasn't there mentally or spiritually. So my family was not whole because I wasn't there. I didn't raise them to be Christian children because I was preoccupied in things that I wanted for myself. As time went on and I got into my late 30s, I realized that drug and alcohol was becoming a problem. I was missing work. I was getting sick. I was just all those things that go with drug and alcoholism. And I wake up every morning because I drank and used every day, and I wake up in the morning with a hangover and just the guilt and remorse from what I did the night before doesn't make you feel whole. It's a feeling that I don't know if it's worse than the hangover, but that guilt and remorse of not knowing what you did the night before, but did once again what you said you weren't going to do, and that was you weren't going to drink today. So I got to a point where God finally humbled me and brought me to my knees and said, you need to stop doing this. And I couldn't get drunk anymore. I would just drink and pass out or black out, but I couldn't get drunk anymore. So at that point, when I was missing work and it was affecting the people around me, all of a sudden, I didn't have friends around me. I started using because I wanted to have friends around me. I wasn't well liked. So I decided that I needed some help, and I went to treatment. And from treatment, they sent me to Alcoholics Anonymous, and from there, I started working on my recovery. One of the things they ask you in recovery is to turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understood Him. So I said, well, who is this God I'm going to turn my will and my life over to? The only one I knew was Jesus, so I went around work asking people who their God was, and I got a big variety of different gods, but I decided to go back to the original one that I had known, which was Jesus Christ. So my way of following Christ was to go to church on Sunday so I could get a check mark, and then walk the old lady across the street so I could get a check mark, and if that all added up, I would go to heaven. So it started helping me on my sobriety, and I consistently kept working on my sobriety and going to church, and eventually I found somebody in recovery that talked to me about Immanuel Church. So I was really nervous when I came here, and something happened that really transformed my life. I heard Pastor Joe do a sermon, and I had never heard anybody speak like that before. I had never heard anybody talk about the Bible like that before, and he really brought the Bible alive to me. And when I came to Immanuel, I found out that I was saved by grace through faith, that it wasn't by my works, it was by God's grace that I was saved. And then I started to feel like my sobriety and my faith were coming together. I got a transformation of the mind that I didn't have before. And Romans 8:1 says, there's no condemnation of those who are in Christ Jesus. So all these things I had done in the past, Jesus had forgiven me for. And I didn't really understand that until I came here. And then someone came along and heard about my recovery from drugs and alcohol and asked me if I'd like to do the recovery course. I said, sure, that would be great, to work on my recovery and to have Jesus Christ in the middle of it was just like a dream come true for me. And to be able to share my experience with others, other people who have been through this. And I know a lot of people have a heart for those who are addicts, but you need more than that. You not only need a heart, you need an understanding of what these people have gone through. So the culture I was involved in for 20 years, now I'm a part of that culture once again, but only on the other side of it. being able to help others has really fulfilled my life. It's made me whole. And we went further and introduced Celebrate Recovery, which is for hurts, habits, and hang-ups, which includes everything, not only the chemical dependent, but all hurts, habits, and hang-ups. And just from the variety of people I have met, we have many that have come to Christ and many that have been baptized. You know, I heard it said that if you want to know the power of the resurrection, just ask a recovered addict.